Project Life contributes by donating time, resources, surgical training and education, and supplies.
David Shea has been teaching facial reconstructive surgery in developing countries for more than a decade.
So you put arch bars and you will establish occlusion here and here.
He teaches us many new things that our team needs to learn.
Now as an organization, Project Life has the ability to train more.
Whatever Dr. Shea teaches us, we also share with other colleagues from Global South. From countries like Bhutan, for example, Mali, Mozambique. The surgeon from Bhutan is going to be the first plastic surgeon for the whole country. This is amazing. This is something I had never imagined.
Project Life has created a fellowship program, enabling Rwandan surgeons to train at the Cleft Lip and Burn Center in Nepal, as well as Nepalese and African surgeons to train in Boston.
So the first surgeon from our team is going to go to Harvard to get that first-hand clinical exposure there.
To bridge the gap between accessible surgical care and rural regions in the Global South, teaching in country is especially important. So far, Project Life has helped train more than 500 doctors in Africa and led medical courses for more than 200 professionals on the continent. 28 African subspecialist surgeons are trained and are now performing head and neck surgery today. 22 of these 28 are in university teaching positions and currently training hundreds of other surgeons.
One of these residents, now a faculty surgeon, is Gilbert, and he works in the far western part of the country, near the Congolese border, at Gisenyi District Hospital, where he's performing surgery independently and treating patients in that area.
Dr. David is, in a few words, my mentor.
It makes me really proud to see the surgeons that have come out of the training program here in Rwanda out practicing, taking care of their fellow citizens. Head and neck surgery is critically important. It essentially gives someone their life back. Oftentimes the challenges here are advanced and in a late state. So the disease state you see here may be much more challenging than a high resource area. In 2022, while working in Sayashika, the teaching hospital here in Rwanda, Irwa, a young boy, came in with a massive tumor of his neck. This tumor presented great challenges in terms of how to safely remove it. Because of some of our limitations on equipment, we had to just take extra time planning
it. So far, Project Life has treated more than 5,000 patients. 22 new surgeries have been performed for the first time in Rwanda. They are now performed independently by African surgeons on hundreds of patients.
Safely, it came off of his neck and his lung and part of his back. And afterward, he recovered very well without any complications. Okay, here, let's have a seat over here. Here. Okay. But he's eating
well, playing.
Okay. Okay, good. Squeeze. Good. Many of the surgeons that have been trained are out there and they're excellent surgeons trained with the skills that they've learned here in Sayashika through their 5-year training program. But some of them lack equipment that they need to execute those surgeries.
We need much instrument because as an ENT surgeon, there's many procedures specifically to ENT we don't have.
So Project Life is looking at ways to supply these surgeons with that critical equipment so that the patients can be taken care of and they can continue with their skills practice that they've learned and continue practicing in more remote areas of the country.
Okay. These are really high quality from Germany.
Project Life is our life project. So our children live and learn and travel with us. They might round with me on the weekends in the wards and see patients, and they've learned, of course, the surgical instruments and their names when they help sort instruments that are being distributed.
Yes.
Yeah, this is sinus instrument too. You're happy. He's doing a lot, and just this is going to expand what he's going to be able to do.
Project Life distributed more than 8,000 pieces of surgical equipment in Rwanda, Nepal, and Zimbabwe.
And so to give those types of instruments to surgeons allows many, many patients in the country to have additional access to surgery. Very nice one. This is the circular one, right? Yes. This is gonna and these are really nice. Some of these are...
Even this I can even use for tympanoplasty.
You could, but I'm gonna look for those too. I have to look for that too. This is for a baby. This is a scope. This can go in and see down their throat. There's only one of these in the entire country for 13 million people.
Along with medical equipment, Project Life brought hundreds of pounds of children's books and educational games for pediatric wards in Rwanda's district hospitals. Project Life creates children's centers in Rwandan hospitals around the country.
When you see the children's wards, they're often crowded and children may stay for weeks and months, sometimes even up to a year. So Project Life had the idea that we would potentially see if the hospital is interested in converting a room into a children's center where a child can step away from the hospital room, stop being a patient, and be a child with books, toys, games, and other children.
Already, hospital staff say they see a difference in many of their young patients' happiness and even health.
Kuva iki cyumba cyatangira tubona gifasha abana cyane.
Jacinta is leader of pediatric on this room. She said that this room helps children just to feel like they are not lonely. They drawing, the reading, and they playing. They feel like freedom. Just they enjoying. Yeah.
In each center, there is a full-time librarian to teach, read, and play with the children.
Some children have some mental problem, or the others very sick. I help them to enjoy, even to read some books, just drawing. I help them just in order to be happy.
Partnerships make these centers possible. Hospital staff help find a room or a space like this shipping container near a pediatric ward. Agati Library in Musanze bring local artists to paint the space.
Casper, thank you very much.
Prosper's Carpentry Company designed the furniture.
It's good for the hospital to have like this place where the kids can say, oh, we can do something else. So we can read, we can play. So they even end up not considering or remembering they're sick.
We make get well cards for the children unable to get out of their hospitalized beds. We encourage children in the centers to do the same.
I really loved the concept, the idea of helping children who are sick in hospitals to create rooms for them.
These spaces are open all year to everyone. And even though these centers are spread out in hospitals around the country, the librarians stay connected. They share pictures and videos with each other on a WhatsApp chat.
I really love this project. Yeah, it's helped many children, even their parents really like it, and they say thanks for everyone who created this.
We are learning partnerships are important to create sustainable positive change. We supported local authors and publishers this year, buying hundreds of books. Project Life began supporting Agati Library's mobile library project. Agati is now able to pack up a vehicle and travel around the northwest part of the country every weekend. They play games, read aloud, and mentor these children's curiosity and creativity. Project Life and Agati created a writer's workshop together, encouraging children to write their own stories. And partnered with MindLips in Rwanda, which helps street children and refugees get into schools and back into society. Project Life is one family's focus on supporting medical and educational advancements, currently in Rwanda and Nepal. And Project Life is also working on new projects. For example, supporting the creation of Kindred Health Surgical Foundation in northern Nigeria, and partnering with Kuranda Mission Hospital in Zimbabwe to bring healthcare to the poor. When one life has changed, that person goes on to change other lives. That is our life's project.